Now, the Old Testament is full of the Jews being special. And God, in the Old Testament, makes a covenant with the Jewish people and says, you will be my special people. And if you don't step out of line, and you obey me, and you worship me, I will give you that special status, and I will give you a land. And you're allowed to annihilate the inhabitants to occupy that land. It's right there in the Old Testament. Now, the prophets came along and challenged that and said that political power is not a good thing and it's not what God wants. What God wants is justice, and that you live justly with the people of the world. And Jesus, who was the greatest of the Jewish prophets, came along and took it one step further and said, in fact, this covenant is for everyone, not just for the children of Abraham, and for the whole world, and said, this is too good to keep to yourselves. This needs to be universal. I think that's really, really important. And I think that because of the accident and the tragedy of political Zionism, we are in very, very much jeopardy of sliding back into a full embrace of Jewish exceptionalism, which I think, I'll say it again, I think it's tragic for the Jewish people. I think it's very bad for the Jews.
Well, it's just like the Germans thinking that they're superior, right? Or the whites thinking that they're superior. It's any group that decides that it's superior to another group, and that entitles them to domination and control and manipulation.
That's true. And what you find with the modern world is that somehow, and the rest of the world is complicit in this, at least in the United States, somehow the Jews somehow have the right to do what other people are not allowed to do.
And we can even say men and women. Men, we've been through a time where it was looked at that men were superior to women. Mm-hmm. And we're still struggling with all of these things, even though we all know that it's not true.